Sure. Let's bring in the President of Somalia. He's joining us from London. President Sheikh Mohamud, it's very good to have you with us on Al Jazeera. Thanks for speaking to us. You're coming to us from that conference that's being held in London, that international conference, in fact, on Somalia. Just first of all, give me your top priorities for that conference, what you're going to be talking about, what you're bringing to the table.
Thank you very much. This was an opportunity for Somalia to expose itself to the international community and present to it the plans for the Somali government in the future. And we are presenting today here in London the priorities of the Somali government and the plans that have been put to implement those priorities. This is a very important occasion for Somalia.
And these priorities are what?
These priorities, the top of it is the security. We said we have the six-pillar policy framework, which we call the foundations of new beginning for Somalia, whereby the sixth pillar indicates the priority areas for the Somali government. And on top of it, security is the first priority for that. And today, among other priorities, security is the top one that we are presenting here in Somalia, how the government of Somalia defines the problem of security and how the Somali government also defines the solution for those security problems, and presenting and putting on the table the plans for the way forward for the security and the stabilization program for Somalia in the mid-term and the medium term and the long term.
Okay, Mr. President, how exactly do you restore security in Somalia when your government effectively doesn't have control over the entire country? So how effective can your government be when it comes to this very important issue of security that concerns your people as well? And just the other day, we saw that bomb by Al-Shabaab go off in the capital.
You're right, but you remember for the past 22 years, the transitional federal governments for the past 8 years remained in Mogadishu. And this is the first time in 22 years that the Somali government is moving outside the capital to the regions and the districts. And the Somali forces, in collaboration with the AMISOM and the Ethiopian forces, they are doing quite a good job in different regions of Somalia. So the improvement is there. The Shabab, they are almost defeated. They are on the run. But, you know, when this type of stage, the war again gets another stage whereby Shabab melts down into the society. And what we are seeing is the decline of Shabab by putting roadside bombs, suicide bombs. And this is not unique for Somalia. You know the history of Baghdad and Kabul and any other parts of the world.
Okay, but let me ask you then, Mr. President, how exactly does international support play into this? How does international support make a difference to people's lives in Somalia without your own internal issues being taken care of first?
No, this is a time the Somali government is asking that the international community has been doing good work for Somalia for the past 2 decades. This is a time we are asking the international, we will do the work by ourselves, but we need the support of the international community. Somalia has established professional security forces and security institutions. That's in the process. There are challenges in the way forward, but we have the main one, which is building the security forces on one hand and continuing the fight against Shabab on the other hand. But things are improving since then. In 7 months' time, we are moving away from the capital into the regions and the districts. But this is, we will continue to this, and we are expecting that we will never say that there are no challenges the way forward. But we believe that this is the right time that Somalia overcomes those challenges, and by the end of the year, we are expecting that the situation and the ground at security level will be totally different than as it is today.
We understand another issue that you will be tackling at this conference, Mr. President, is the issue of rape in Somalia. We hear horrific stories of rape and sexual violence against women committed by your police, your military, the militias in Somalia. What are you doing to not just talk about this issue at the conference, but actually to address this issue and eliminate it?
As you rightly said, in a post-conflict environment, such incidents like rape is always there, and it's very painful for us to hear anytime soon. But here also today we are presenting how the Somali government wants to address the the violence against women and the sexual violences and the rape issues and all this. And we are signing today a new protocol for assistance and agreement with the United Nations and with many other countries to support Somalia to overcome those. And this is basically emanating from the lack of security in the ground, weak judicial institutions in place. So, and this is what the world is supporting Somalia, to have professional security forces that are qualified to address those issues, and a well-established judiciary system, which we are already in the reform. So it's part of today's opportunity for Somali government to get the international support in addressing those serious issues inside Somalia.
Well, let me ask you then about the international support, because what exactly is the interest here for the international community to continue putting money into Somalia? And of course, you have those critics as well that come out and say that countries like Britain, where this conference is being held, are doing this because they have a self-interest in Somalia, potential lucrative business deals for the future, potential oil deposits.
The 21st century, the global world is based on interests. Somalia has an interest to the world, and the world has interests to Somalia. So I don't see any problem with UK or any other government having interest in Somalia, whether that's business interests or strategic interests. And we would like to present our interests. The world will present, and this mutual interest will be what's working today in all over the world, and Somalia is a part of this globalized world of the 21st century.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much. That's President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, President of Somalia, talking to us from London. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.